Hey guys, and welcome to my Eastern Kingdoms Cup Dragon Racing video. This is Lurker Patrol, aka LP, and I'm going to walk you through how to get gold in all of the regular, advanced, and reverse races for the Eastern Kingdoms. The timestamps are available so you can easily skip to the part that you need to, but if you're new to this, I would highly recommend watching the beginning portion on basic instructions and the tips and tricks to really help you get gold easily. The Eastern Kingdoms Cup is an event where you dragon ride through different regions of the Eastern Kingdom continent. This is a continuation from the first set of races which happened on Kalimdor and will hopefully be followed up with Outlands and possibly Northrend after this. To get started, you can visit Lord Andy in Valdraken. He's near the rostrum of transformation at the following coordinates. He'll give you a quest called Eastern Kingdoms Cup Introduction, which you can accept, and it'll instruct you to go back to your home capital city, Orgrimmar or Stormwind, and then take the portal to the Twilight Highlands. From there, you're going to fly to the first race, which is Twilight Terror. Before we get into the individual races, let me give you some hot tips to help you get gold on these races without issue. First of all, there's really only two dragon riding abilities that you need to succeed in these races: Surge Forward and Skyward Ascent. Surge Forward, as the name implies, pushes you forward at a reasonable speed, and with the more surges you do, the faster you move. You basically always want to be surging forward at all times, well, mostly if your next checkpoint is below or at the same level as you. If, however, your next checkpoint is above you, then you need to use Skyward Ascent. This elevates you and increases your overall speed. There is a difficult mechanic you can do where you skyward ascent while mostly moving forward with your dragon. It negates the elevating aspect of it, but abuses the forward momentum aspect. However, I don't really use it for these races, so I don't really recommend it. So your first rule is ABSF. Always be surging forward. Except if your checkpoint is above you, then skyward ascent. Third rule, don't use any other dragon riding abilities, you don't need them. Fourth rule, avoid obstacles. These could either be the innate ones that are endemic to the zone you're flying in, or the BS ones that Blizzard throws at you randomly, such as the molten lava balls or the energy buzzies that arrest your momentum and ruin any chance of you getting gold. Fifth tip, you don't need to hit the dead center of each ring, you can just clip the tops, the sides, the bottoms, and it'll count. This is crucial for some segments where you have to avoid obstacles that arrest your momentum. Sixth, there is a stopwatch icon in your quest bar where when you start a race, if you know you messed up, you can click on that and it will bring you back to the beginning and you can start over. Seventh and final tip, do the advanced or the reverse race as soon as you finish the regular or the advanced race. You already know the layout, and you can kind of reverse the course in your head or think about how to tackle some of the tough parts of the race. And probably the biggest pro tip that I can give that I can't believe I missed the first time. If you're struggling to do any of these races in third person, switch to first person. It has made the difference between continually losing a race and getting gold. And you will see in some of these races, I will do them in first person. That view is there in the game. It's been in the game for so long, and yet we don't use it. Well, this is the time to do so. In my previous Kalimdor video, I made commentary after the fact where I would vocalize which of the two dragon riding abilities I was using throughout each course. Here, I'm not going to do that. Instead, you'll see which ability I'm using on the top left here, and you can always scrub through the video and figure out what I used at what point. Only if there are critical pieces of commentary, such as a clutch skyward ascent, will I actually vocalize it, and most of my commentary will be focused on critical info for a successful race. I did, however, only figure out how to do this display of the abilities after the first race. So the first race, you're not going to see that. I apologize for that. Lastly, the dragon riding energy is called Vigor, so I assume these green orbs that you have to get on the advanced and the reverse races are called Orbs of Vigor or something more serious like that. I, however, am just going to refer to these as green balls or just green. In addition, I may substitute Surge Forward with just the number 1 and Skyward Ascent as just the number 2, because that's just how my abilities are enumerated on my action bar. I will also try to put the coordinates for each of these races in the video and in the description. Alright, enough intro, let's get into the races, starting with Twilight Terror.
I have lived to see them return.
Okay, so this is Twilight Terror normal. Normally I wouldn't make any commentary, but I would just like to say that following the rule of doing normal, then advanced, then reverse for the same map consecutively really helps, because when you do normal, your dragon could be blindfolded, have both of its wings tied behind its back. You could leave halfway through the race and go to the supermarket, come back, and you will still get gold. So that part is not the difficult part. What you're doing normal for is to learn the course for advanced, because the checkpoints are the same, and where the little typhoon whirlpool air vortex thing is where the green ball is going to be. So like here, there's going to be a green ball on advanced. Here, there's going to be a green ball on advanced. Guaranteed. So you learn the course, you learn, like in this part you have to do 2 to climb up instead of 1, even though I just did 1 there. And yep. So always do them consecutively for this reason. And look at that, I beat it by 7 seconds. You could literally do this blindfolded. You could leave halfway through and go drive across the country and come back. Alright, let's talk about advanced. Couple of crucial moments here. You just want to surge forward as much as possible, gain as much momentum, look at your vigor, and as soon as you hit enough vigor to do a surge forward. Or if you hit a green ball, surge forward. Here's a couple of crucial sections coming up. Right here, you're going to have to go around to the left of that, and on reverse you'll go to the right, and right there you want to go under the lantern. You want to avoid that as best as possible, because that is the key to getting gold versus silver. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. Avoid tree branches, just go through this set of rings, and then at the very end you're going to skyward ascent. And do a 1 right there. And there you go, you beat it by a second. Also be careful, you may accidentally enter the raid if you fly into that, so just watch out. Reverse isn't that bad, but in the spots where you have to be careful and like hit the checkpoint not at dead center, you want to do the opposite side, right? So in advanced, you hit the checkpoint on the left side, now you want to hit the checkpoint on the right. Only because it will be facing the opposite direction, that's it. Otherwise, this is pretty straightforward. There, you wanted to hit that on the right. I actually ended up doing reverse first and then doing advanced because I was having so much trouble with advanced for the first few times I was doing it. I don't know why. And here you want to do a 2 and climb up. Find the gap in the tower. You can hit the bars of the tower and it will kill your gold. So, yeah, reverse is way easier. I did it within 3 seconds, so not a big deal.
We serve once more.
This is done Morogh. I'm not going to name the spells that I use because you can see it on the top left there. So, for some stupid reason, even on normal, they put the little elemental spitting the hot air balls. I guess that's useful because you get to have a sense of what it feels like before you've done an advanced race with them. But if you've already done races before, like for the Kalimdor Cup with them, or even in the Dragon Isles, it's not going to be a big deal. On advanced, you kind of want to search through those tree areas. It's a little tricky. You'll see it on the advanced or reverse races. But again, with gold, you can leave the game halfway through, go and play another game, and then come back, and you'll still get gold. It's really easy. Notice I surge forward through that tree there. You're going to have to do that to avoid hitting the tree and stopping your momentum. Same with some trees before in the earlier part. I used 2 through those trees, and here you want to do a 1 just to help you get that extra bit of time. Because yeah, I was there within like 1.5 seconds, so it's not that much of a buffer. In reverse, you want to start with a 2, and then you're going to go with 1s. Be careful here of not hitting the floor. If you hit the floor, that's it. Reset the race. See, I used a 2 through that in this case instead of a 1. It doesn't matter which one you use, but you got to use one of the abilities to get through those trees without it stopping your momentum. Mind the ground there. You can be stopped by that, and also these trees. Use a 2. And yeah, half a second. The buffer for reverse is even smaller. And as you can see, it's very tricky to navigate through those trees. It just comes with practice and using one of the abilities to get through those trees. The leaves may not stop you, but the branches definitely will. This is Booty Bay. Booty, 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 booty. I did this in first person for funsies, but you may find it useful to do that if you're struggle busing with navigating around trees. I've noticed that the forested areas are way easier if you do them in first person than if you do them in third person, because you get to avoid a lot of the BS that gets in the way. Sorry, this should be kid friendly. A lot of the messed up stuff. But see, with the normal ones, I stopped. I hit one of the little pipes there. I stopped. I still continued because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll still get gold. And guess what? I got gold. They're very forgiving with you on the normal courses. Like, if you're getting silver on the normal courses, you may want to go and practice some more. Because something is definitely wrong. See, there you go. Now with Advance, I actually did it in third person. It was weird. First person I thought would help, but some of those areas with the palm trees were kind of obscured, and it was kind of hard to see in first person. So it was kind of weird. First person actually hindered me here. There's a bump here coming up that you have to be careful of. That one right there. You get hit by that hill all the time, so you gotta make sure you go slightly upwards instead. Excuse me. Those pipes are very difficult to navigate, especially in reverse. Just keep an eye out for the trajectory in advanced, and then try to map it out in reverse for the reverse mode. Within 0.4 seconds, 0.33 seconds. So this is reverse. You can see I got silver on my previous attempt in the reverse. You need to grab this green ball. Can't avoid it. This is the trickiest part right here, is navigating this pipe. So go wide and then through, and then surge forward to keep your wings compressed so the dragon doesn't hit anything. That's another hot tip I kind of forgot, but you know, you learn only by doing. So that hill that was a problem in advance is not a problem in reverse, because you're high enough already, and then you can just go downhill. The rest of it is just avoid trees. And then once you get to this part, you're fine. So remember to go wide for Booty Bay. Gurubashi is easy on normal and advanced. Reverse is the hardest. Coming up right here is where you have to 2 instead of 1. You're going fast enough on normal where you don't have to do a 2, but in advanced you will have to do a 2. In general, if the checkpoint is above you, you want to do a 2. But they give you so much momentum here through the normal that it doesn't really matter. These checkpoints are the trickiest in reverse. In advanced, it's no big deal, but in reverse, it's a pain. Because you gotta flip your dragon around like over 90 degrees. But this thing was so easy and normal that I immediately went into an advanced and got the advanced immediately. I love races like that. See, I did a 2 there. I didn't have to do a 2 in the normal, but you have to do one in advanced. You have to get that momentum, otherwise you're not going to make it. And that little under the bridge checkpoint is the only tricky one here. Otherwise the rest of these are normal. You can get stopped by these trees, but if you're hitting those trees, then you have bigger problems. And yeah, look, I beat it by nearly 4 seconds. They give you plenty of time. Advanced is very easy. For some reason, they made reverse harder. I don't know why. You have to do a 2 there. Go through the outer edges. It stinks. You can't see where you're going. And then you gotta do a big flip right there. If you manage to get this far, though, you'll be fine. Just be careful here and then do a 2. Because you're climbing upwards. You're gonna end up doing another 2 here, I think. right here. And see, they don't give you that much time. Like, I've managed to do it in 2 seconds, but only because after trial and error of failing multiple times.
Shine down on you.
Deadwind Pass is easy. I have no comments. Actually, wait, that's a lie. I do have comments on Advanced.
The Isles have awakened.
So there are a couple of what I like to call trap green balls. Like that one, don't get it. Don't get it in advance, don't get it in reverse. It's not worth it. It doesn't help you. It wastes your time. It kills your time. It kills your ability to get gold. You can't catch up by getting the extra vigor. It doesn't matter. Just leave it. I know it's shiny, I know it's tempting, and I know we as humans are tempted by shiny things, but just don't be tempted. Be strong, and you'll get gold. And see, I beat it by nearly 5 seconds. So, more than 5 seconds, actually. Reverse, I kind of messed up a couple times. That's why you see a hard cut there. And I gotta explore Deadwind Pass achievement. I don't know why. This is a relatively new character, so maybe that's why I didn't have the achievement. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just follow the checkpoints. If it's above you, do it too. If it's at the same level of Zoo, do a 1. That's it. There's nothing complicated. Blasted Lands is the best set of races in this entire Eastern Kingdoms. It is so much fun. I will just leave it here. I'm not going to make any comments.
serve once more.
There you go, easy peasy. I beat it by 4 seconds. Like, come on, man. Redridge Mountains is also very easy.
Flow again.
In fact, I'm not even going to comment. I'm going to eat my breakfast bar, though.
We serve once more.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, Elwynn Forest on normal. Again, normal races are a joke. It doesn't really matter. But advanced and reverse, you have to do them in first-person view. You cannot do them in third person. You will fail if you do them in third person. It is way easier to do it in first person. Please do not try to do Elwynn Forest in third person unless you're super amazing, mega talented, crazy Chris Pratt, superhero, Avengers, blah blah blah. Seriously, if you're having difficulties in third person, do it in first person. Telling you this right now while we're watching normal, because I don't want to interrupt advanced and reverse with these messages during crucial moments, like those trees. Notice how I go into first person. That's because of my sheer level of frustration with third person. You can't skip that one. You have to get that green ball. Don't bother getting it in reverse. You do need it in advanced. And I beat it by 6 seconds? Jeez. But my previous best time was silver, so... Again, I do reverse in first person. Only because of things like that tree right there. You can hit that tree very easily and you will fail. And you will be sad. Or that tree. That tree is even worse. I don't know why I grabbed that green ball. It didn't help me, and see, it almost hurt my time. I was within only 0.3 of a second, so... Yeah, Elwynn Forest is hard, go into first person. I have nothing to say about Searing Gorge. All three are very easy. Blizzard put these elementals that throw molten balls of fire, and then didn't put it in the perfect spot for a bunch of elementals throwing molten balls of fire. It would belong so perfectly in this lava-esque map, and yet they didn't put it. I mean, I'm not complaining because I got gold very easily, but I'm just saying, why, Blizzard? Why would you put molten elementals in like a forested area and not in a lava area? Am I wrong here? Fuselight is really fun.
To see them return.
Obviously in normal it's easy as pie, but something to note, you have to start with a 2. Like that. You have to do a bunch of 2s here in advanced. I got hit by one of the elemental balls. Totally fine in normal. It's not a problem. But see, why would they put them here and not in the previous one where it would totally belong? I don't get it. Somebody wasn't thinking when they designed this. You're gonna have to use 2 a lot in this map if you couldn't tell already. You're not gonna be using it in normal. I don't know why I took that, but I kinda needed it, I guess. Still beat it within 10 seconds. Imagine beating a map with 10 seconds left. Okay, advanced. Start off with a 2. You're going to do another 2 there. And even though it doesn't give you that much in terms of elevation, you need the momentum there. So, kind of abusing the system a little bit, but to your own advantage. You want to just go to the outside of these elementals. Like that, and like that. For advance or reverse, you want to save 1 vigor so you can do the 2 to get to the final checkpoint. Otherwise, you're not going to make it, especially in reverse. I actually came on a different day to do reverse because I was so tired. I kept failing reverse, and I was just like, this is making me sad. I'm going to go to sleep. So I made it within 1.5 seconds. Don't know why I had so much difficulty the previous night. Guess I was just too tired. Came back and did it. So, Loch Modan is one of the 3 hardest in the whole thing. So it's this, Gilneas, and Elwynn Forest. Even on normal, they put these stupid elementals that throw molten fire in a swamp. So you have to really dodge them. In normal, it's not a big deal, but they like double up on it in advance. And look at that. On normal, I went back and got the little typhoon thing. I did a U-turn, and it still gave me gold. Like, that's how stupid normal races are. I only include them so that you can actually see the map before you start an advance, right? If you're getting silver and bronze on a normal race, though, there's something wrong with you. Five seconds. So I did this in first person, apparently. Because third person was just way too hard. And I will do the same thing with Gilneas for the same reason. And I think even for Eastern Plaguelands. Even though you're going upwards, I ended up only using 1 here. You carry enough momentum that it's fine, and using a 2 is kind of dangerous with all those elemental balls around. I don't know, your mileage may vary. You could try a 2, and if it works, it works. Even there, I used 1. But here you will have to use a 2. And look at that, I beat it within 0.24 of a second. Like, it's tight. Unorthodox, but in reverse, you have to start with a 2 instead of a 1. And then go with a 1. Just because you can't use a 1 unless you're in midair. And you can't get to midair without using a 2, so you have to use a 2 in order to do the 1. It's weird. As if this wasn't hard already, they throw these stupid elemental balls for no reason, because they have to create some sort of, like, fake challenge here. It's dumb. You're gonna be using 2 here. If you get hit by one of these balls, just hit reset. And if you're not carrying this much momentum across the ravine, it's over. Don't just reset. And there you go. Hard but doable. Krazzworks, first time, each race, I got gold. It's easy. It's actually one of the most fun ones, if not the most fun. That part is hard, but I messed it up in normal. I don't mess it up in advanced or reverse. Because I saw it in normal. And of course normal doesn't matter. Look, I finished it within 5 seconds. But now that I know it's there, in advanced I know how to avoid it. And in reverse I know that it comes up in the beginning. So it's not even a problem. So you do kind of slow down at the end there, but you have... I managed to do it within a second, so... You know. Now remember in reverse that one checkpoint inside the pipes comes in the beginning, so just right there. Just do a 1 through it and you're fine. And yes, you can skip that green. It's totally fine. You will still make gold. In fact, I feel like that's a trap green. Because it's from later, like aka there. But... So that one was very close, not gonna lie, but I mean, still get it done. It's no big deal. Okay, Gilneas. This is the only one where I got silver on normal. That's all I'm gonna say. This is stupidly hard, and the problem is like I can't even tell you why it's hard. Or like, oh, I did this special trick to get gold. No. I just did the same thing I was doing for 30 minutes. And I got gold. But yes, it took me a long time to get gold in both advance and reverse. I believe in one of them I actually ended up doing it in first person. Could be wrong. I beat it by a second. Before that, I was really having a tough time. Reverse was even harder. I think the only reason I got gold is because I showed up with Invincible and scared the dragon. I don't know. I really don't know why. I was trying to do reverse in first person. It didn't actually help, it actually hurt. So this is one of the cases where it hurts to do it in first person. It's better to do it in third. You just move so slow through all of those. And you're just like, I'm not going to make gold. But you just have to keep going. The town is actually kind of hard because you have to keep your momentum up, but not hit the buildings. I've hit the buildings so many times. And if by this moment you're not carrying this much momentum, you're not going to get gold, just reset. You have to be flying this fast. And I am hitting 1 as soon as my vigor recharges. Don't know how I got this time. All I know is the difference between when I was getting silver and gold was how fast I was going through that segment over the ocean. So... Plaguelands is dumb. And the reason it's dumb is because you've got all these trees and these mushrooms and all these other obstacles. And then in advanced and reverse, they throw the little energy balls at you because they're like, oh, you don't have enough of a challenge. They overtuned this, and then they undertuned some of the other ones. It's kind of ridiculous. So it's kind of hard for me to describe what's going to happen in advanced and reverse because they don't show it here in the normal. So I'll have to talk you through the advanced and the reverse. The only things I can say is watch out for that, and here you're going to have to do a 2 at the very end as well. And I got gold within 10 seconds. So it's not a big deal for normal, but for advanced, oh boy. See, look, you can already see the energy balls. And you're just like, why? Why is this happening? I forgot that I did this in first person. I think I was just so fed up with it. I am taking large pathways here because it's very easy to hit an obstacle. Or one of these stupid purple balls. So I'm taking wide gaps. Only where I know it's safe to do so. If it's in tight enclosed spaces, obviously I'm not going to. Save an energy, and then do a 2. If you don't save that energy, you're not going to make it. And look, I made it within 0.1 seconds. It is ridiculous. And then that skyward ascent, that 2 right there, is actually clutch because it takes you over a bunch of obstacles. So you have to do that as a 2 and not as a 1. Telling you this right now. These are the tips that you don't get unless you actually play the level and then you're like, oh, this is what I gotta do. I'm just telling you that straight up. That energy ball is tricky, just manage it. Use a 2 there. There's a tricky turn here, it stinks, that one. If you don't know it's coming, you will hit something. And use a 2 to finish, and you're done. Congratulations, you've done all of the races. You are winner. Goodbye.